Você não sabe que o John Cena, que é o ator que faz o personagem pacificador, ele tinha imaginado uma coisa pro pacificador, daí o diretor James Gunn falou, não é nada disso, cara, e mudou tudo. Dá uma olhada nele falando.
Certainly the people behind it, the track record of James Gunn speaks for himself. And I think actually me not being so involved with comics played to my excitement about the project because I saw what James did with Guardians. And I know Guardians is a successful comic book series and quite interesting, but I only knew that after I talked to James. Watching Guardians for the first time, I didn't know anything about it. And by the end, I cared for the characters and the story. And that's the mark of a great storyteller. Taking the unknown and making you in 2 hours care and keeping your interest and wanting more. So I really was excited to get to work with a storyteller like that could take, the Suicide Squad is the same example. You have so many characters, but they are kind of these obscure comic book personalities. And a lot of them, they're all villains. So if he can make people care about these, broken individuals, then that really is the mark of good storytelling. And I know at the very least, I'm going to get better as a performer by being associated with it. Well, certainly these huge practical constructs were part of the environment created on set. James really chose to go practical on this, like building a beach, building a jungle, shooting at various places across the world that will give us the locational feel that James desired. Is certainly committing to what's on the page and never showing up with a day that's unprepared, never pivoting and adapting, like always doing the work and always doing what's scheduled. So you're never caught by surprise. And if you know the material and you're invested in the material, all you kind of have to do is ride the wave with James. And, if you get outtakes and you get a chance to ad lib, have some fun, but, honestly, it's the environment that James creates is really easy to get caught up in the story. When I initially met with James and he said, we're going to cast you as Peacemaker, my next question was, how much do you want me to learn? Because, I can read a script 100 times, but if you want me to do my research, I'm happy to do that as well. And he said, nothing. I don't want you to learn anything because the comic is an older comic. The character is an older character. And I would essentially be educating myself in a 1980s sort of construct of what this character meant. And he said, I don't want to do that. You read the script, put forth the effort that you feel, or put forth the image you feel that you get from the script, and we'll go from there. And on the first day, he changed the whole thing. I thought Peacemaker was more like an angular drill sergeant sort of character. And he stopped and said, no, this guy is just a really scumbag Captain America, like a broy scumbag Captain America. And right there, that one, I often tell people in the WWE, if you can describe your character in one sentence with as little words as possible, people will get it. And his description of douchey broy Captain America. Okay, I can swing that. I got it. The rapport between Peacemaker and Bloodsport starts with the fact that they're equals. They're both weapons specialists. They're both qualified marksmen. And you realize early on that they're supposed to be equal. So automatically, every character is so versatile and so different with its own set of skills. We are damn near identical. So there is an alpha male struggle, and that makes for really good rapport. And then add into that, not only the fact that we almost have an identical set of skills, our style of humor, like Idris has unbelievable timing. He's a super gifted performer, but we're also very different. Our nuances are different. So now you really can choose a team. Like I'm way more eccentric and way more over the top, and he's way more witty, and his timing is great, and he's way more salty, and like he does have that UK style where I'm so much more animated, and we play off of each other, which allows an audience member to choose. I relate to this person or I relate to that person. And I think that's what helps the rapport, is the fact that we begin identical. And then as you know more and more about us, we go our separate ways, and you want to root for one or the other. The costume is amazing. And I think it's amazing and ridiculous. Here you have this weapons specialist who's supposed to be stealth, but he wears bright colors and a chrome helmet. And I think there's so much in there that you can explore. And once again, when given some direction, if I was looking at it from like a drill sergeant or a military general, uniform and rank are very important. So you want to be dressed a certain way. A reference would be General Patton. But when I'm given the tip of like, hey, be a bro-y Captain America, this guy could be suffering from insecurity issues. He could be overcompensating for things, which, you know, the length of his weapon and the chrome, and like, he really could always want to be the center of attention. So then you can explore cool stuff like that. And I think there's a lot more depth and dimension to that of like, this dude's supposed to blend in. Why is he sticking out like a comet headed towards us? And we got to lean into some of those nuances in the film. And once again, that just comes from direction. But in getting the costume for the first time, the poor costume department, I don't know what they thought of me, but they thought that I was going to hate it. And I loved it. Like, it's great. I love the fact that like, it's a sleeveless, and I can get to be in a superhero costume. Sleeveless is cool. I love the helmet. I think it's super unique. It causes so much more problems for James in the visual effects department because they have to mirror out all the cameramen. So it's much more of a headache for them than it is me. I think it's cool because it's ridiculous.
E aí, gostou do vídeo? Então se inscreva no Warner Play clicando aqui, e a gente deixou outras 2 sugestões de vídeo para você.